farm hands, Farm Boy Reef here. So on today's episode of Coral Friday, I ended up picking up you guys a really nice specimen. So my club members and my subscribers, they wanted to see something different today, so I ended up going out and getting you guys a magnificent sea anemone. You guys wanted to see an anemone? I ended up picking you guys up one. So it's been in the tank here, it's been acclimating for about an hour and a half now. Always remember when you're acclimating, you want to keep your salinity the same that's in the bag and the temperature. We don't want to shock that anemone. So with this anemone, it's a magnificent sea anemone. It's beautiful. It's one of the original anemones that the clowns host in the wild. It's very common. These can grow over 3.5 feet in the wild, and usually in your tank, maybe about 1.5 feet. Some of the requirements for this anemone, it likes to be placed high in your tank. With this anemone, they like high intense light and water flow, so you want to make sure and give it those requirements. But I'm going to try to be a gambler here, and I want to put him down in the sand bed here. I got a nice opened area. I don't want him to be able to go around and stinging any of my other corals, but I'm taking chances because he might want to climb higher in the tank to get more light. But hopefully with these radions, I'm hitting them at 80%, that it'll get right down to him and he'll be happy. And then I have a few platinum clowns that I would like him to host. I have other clowns in my tank too. I have onyx clowns and just the regular Punster's clowns as well. And they host the rose bubble tip and my Aussie torch. So those ones are taken by the same clownfish, but I have a pair of nice platinums that I hopefully will host this, and maybe a bunch of them will host more. So that's the sea anemone I got for you guys today. So with this sea anemone, you want to make sure and feed it some meaty foods a couple times a week. The more you feed it, the faster it's going to grow. So just make sure, if you want to just keep it a nice size and not grow so fast, don't feed it as much. Your clowns will end up doing that for you. It'll end up grabbing meaty foods and feeding the anemone, just like they do in the wild. They look after each other. So what we need to do, we're not going to be taking this anemone down to the lab because we're not going to be coral dipping it. But I've had this one here on hold at my local fish store. It's been in quarantine to make sure it's healthy. There's no parasites or anything attached to the rock that it came with. So make sure it's pest free. So thanks a lot, guys, for doing that for me. Greatly appreciate it. So what we have to do is we have to get this magnificent sea anemone mounted here. So he came on a rock already, so I'm fortunate. So his foot's already attached. So the only thing we have to make sure that he has enough light, enough flow to keep him happy, so he's not moving all over my tank. So I'm just taking my chances here. So I'm going to end up putting him right here on the sand bed. It's a nice big area. It'd be a beautiful spot for those clowns to really host them up. So let's get him on the sand bed, and then we'll bring him in. We'll get the reef link open to start turning the radions down, because this one here is a nice yellow purple. He's got a yellow base with a purple foot, and his tentacles are nice and purple. So we'll see how much we can get these radions to make this nice sea anemone pop. Alright, guys? Alright, guys, so I got the reef link open, so let's start turning our colors down on our radions. So the reef link's open. Let's turn our reds down. Let's turn our greens down. Let's turn our cool whites down. So now we just got the blues, royal blues, and UV. So let's start turning our blues down 40%. And let's go right down to our royals. So as you guys can see, it's a beautiful specimen. If you guys look a little bit on the left there, you can actually see some of the yellow that's in the middle. So let's go a couple presets here. Let's go polyfluorescent. Coral radiance. So that's a beautiful piece this week. Alright, farm hands, so that's the specimens for this week. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. So hopefully you guys tune in next week, same time, same place. You never know what I'm going to have for you. So please subscribe and hit the like button.